Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Juniper Veil. Today, I'm going to be looking into Hunter Biden, what's coming up for him for the rest of the year. Today is August 8th. It is 8:07 p.m. Saturday. So let's see what we get. I'll probably use, I want to see what's coming up for him for the rest of the year. If I want to delve into something a little further, I think I'm going to use the Endless Tarot. If I want to go into something a little further, I'm going to start with the Golden Tarot right now. I haven't even thought about what kind of spread I'm going to do. I'm just making things up as I go along, which is a lot of fun. I had a great group channeling today with Kirsten Langston. Definitely look her up. I am a member on her website. She is fantastic. I've had a reading with her before as well. That was excellent. This is her business, right? Everything she does that she posts online, she does for her members. That is her business. So check her out. Kirsten Langston, Third Eye Champagne. The group channeling we did today was really great. I got a lot of information about my guides, what to focus on, things coming up for me, how protected I am. It was really good. Very happy I did that. All right, so Hunter Biden, what's coming up for you for the rest of the year? Let's do 6 cards. I have the 4 of Wands reversed, the 5 of Swords, the 6 of Coins, Justice, 8 of Coins, and the last card is the Moon. All right, let's see. And then I'm going to look at the bottom to see what the underlying energy is. And I got the 10 of Wands reversed. So let's see. 10 of Wands, it's usually like a heavy burden. But when it's reversed, to me, that says it's not so much of a heavy burden. Hidden forces may be working against you. You take care that your trust is not misplaced. So he has to be careful, I think, of who he talks to. I'm sure the current administration does not care for him. So he just has to make sure he trusts the right people. I feel like he probably has a good head on his shoulder that he will be able to do that. So now the 4 of Wands reversed. 4 of Wands is like the marriage card. Reversed, it's still a good card. But it just takes longer for the good qualities of the card to come to fruition. So this is about domestic bliss, a harmonious family life, material success, acquisition of assets, standing loyal, good social standing, all needs being met. So it's a good card for him to start off with. It just is going to take a little bit longer for him. So I don't know if specifically this has to do with his marriage or with his family life, but it's a good card. But that to me is more something personal in the background, not something that we may see. He then has the 5 of Swords. So the 5 of Swords is a bit of a battle. And that wouldn't surprise me. I feel like he's already kind of in that, right? Especially on social media. He's not quiet about things, right? He tells things like it is, which is good because that's pretty much what we need, right? Let's see. Trickery, manipulation, unfair tactics have been used either against or by you, but you must accept the outcome and move on. So, somebody could wrong him. And that wouldn't surprise me with the 10 of Wands reversed as the overall energy. but he's just gonna move on from that. I think this is something that he's probably used to in a way, having to deal with his dad. Of course, President Biden was in politics since probably Hunter was a kid or before he was born. I'm not 100% sure about that, but he knows the game. The six of coins, we see somebody who's giving, right? This person is he has a set of scales with him, and he's giving out money. I think this is saying that there's a generosity. He's going to be generous with his money, or maybe he'll create some type of, I don't remember if he has his own social media like show or not, for example, but it's also kind of like when it comes to his business, he's going to be giving people voices, right? With the six of coins, I feel like in this sense, it's a good card because it shows that he will be a giving person. I don't know particularly if he's like considered a wealthy person or not. Could be him. If so, it could be him being financially supporting maybe other politicians that he wants to see that do well. But I don't know personally if he has that type of wealth, right? Um, but it is a good card for generosity, financial good fortune. Any favors that he gives out, they'll be reciprocated, or a gift or inheritance. The justice card is interesting. I feel like he is going to get justice for something, right? I'm sure that the administration will be saying a lot of things about him. If they can somehow, what was the issue with him? Something to do with a computer laptop or something like that. I don't remember, but they went after him for something, and I think justice is basically going to be on his side for the coming months, and so I think that is good. It's kind of like he has a protection around him, so I think that's very good. The eight of coins is somebody that's hardworking. So this guy is making his way in life. He's a hardworking person. He's collecting those pentacles, and that just shows for the rest of the year. He's just going to be hardworking in whatever it is that he's choosing to do right now. It could be, of course, the social media stuff we see. I think we see ourselves. Could be more also things in the background, like supporting maybe other Democrats or whomever he would like to support. And then we have the moon. This moon card is very interesting in this deck. So we have the moon. We have a woman's face in the moon. We have, I believe, a stag. We have a bunny. We have a dog. We have our crustacean. We have something else in the bottom. Is that another crustacean? I can't tell. I think it's a crab. It's hard to tell actually from here. But so the moon can mean multiple things. The moon, sometimes I see it as shedding light on something, but shedding light on something slowly, right? It's not as bright as the sun. Could also be about secrets. It could be coming out of your comfort zone. How do I want to say in here? Let me check for this deck. That which wanes will grow full again. Could be obstacles to overcome, cycles of good fortune and bad, struggle through the darkness, and glad times will return. So that's interesting because it's, in a way, it reminds me of the Wheel of Fortune. The moon goes through phases. So sometimes we are on the up, sometimes we are on the down. I think this is just saying that, his year, he'll have his ups and downs. And I think that makes a lot of sense. I mean, just from these other cards, the Five of Swords is a down. Eight of Coins is great. Justice is great. The Four of Wands reversed is not bad. Six of Coins is showing that he's helping others. So I think more than anything, even though he has this Ten of Wands reversed as like the overall energy, I think he's going to understand who he can trust and who he can't trust. And he's He's got justice behind him. So I think that's good. So overall, the next few months for Hunter Biden, I think, are good months. What, let's see, what else? I would like to go in a little bit more deeply about something. Let's see. What is, I guess I want to look at what is his plan in the next couple of months when it comes to the midterms. Is he have this idea that he wants to be more outspoken? He wants to have more of a influence on the midterms? These cards I don't do reversed. I keep these right way up. You can do them reversed. They are in the guidebook. There are reversals for them if you'd like. But I just like to keep them as a panorama. I like how they look. So what is Hunter's plan for the midterms? Does he want to help guide people? Does he want to give money to people? Does he want to educate the masses, the public? Does he have a plan at all for the midterm? All right, I guess I'll do 5 cards. Page of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the Star, the 6 of Pentacles, and the 2 of Pentacles. So there's lots of money here. Lots of money, lots of business. Pentacles, Pentacles, Pentacles. The page in this card is noted. I think it's sort of like maybe a lamb, sheep. Looking at the star, which is very interesting because it's like a north star. We also have the star here. So I think that's very interesting. We got a lot of stars. Stars mean hope. They can mean, big things are coming. They can, but I like about this one with the Page of Pentacles, I feel like it's a North Star. It's like a guidance, right? Pages are younger court cards. They don't always, they're not, in charge. They're still learning. They're hopeful, a little naive. I think he's kind of finding his way and being a bit more political. Basically, this is kind of like the start of, I don't know if he's going to run for anything, but it's kind of, or if he wants to be like a pundit, it's like the start of that for him. He wants to help guide people. He wants to be that North Star. He wants people to know the truth. We also have the Hierophant. So the Hierophant talks about a large foundation, institution. It could be religion. It could be the government. Could be big business, right? The Hierophant here, you can see in this card, the 2 structures with the Hierophants, they hold these very large keys, right? And there's a man here reading. He's like, I don't know. I guess you could kind of look at it away. Like if you look at it in religious terms, he's reading a Bible. You look at it in government terms, he's reading a constitution of some type or some type of legal issues. This is outside. Here's the big, the big foundation back here, the big administration or the religious institution. I think he's going to be guiding in the way of government. He wants people to understand how the government works. That's what it feels like to me. I see, with the star, that also says, he's very hopeful, but it also says he's I feel like he's going to be a little bit more out there. He's going to be a little bit more well known. Is he going to go on regular television? Possibly. But right now, the standard media is not really as powerful as perhaps media you see on social media sites. But he's making a name for himself. He's kind of, I feel like this is a new chapter for him in his life. He's going to be a bit more political. He's going to talk about the government. You're gonna see a lot of him. And then we have the Six of Pentacles again. So this is the second time we've seen the Six of Pentacles for him, that giving, that being generous, handing out, you see here, handing out pentacles, basically. And you can see that there's also the scales there as well, right? Finding that balance. Who do you give to? How much? So I think that's good. I think, again, this is going to show that he's going to be a giving person. He's going to help with funding, even if it wasn't himself. Like I said, I don't know what his financial state is, but he's, even if he can't give a whole lot of money, he can still give time. He can still show up for people, and I think that's what he's going to do. And then when it comes to the Two of Pentacles, we have these little kitty cats here. So I feel like this kind of says that he's going to find somebody that he may already have somebody that he's working closely with on this. Perhaps somebody who's helping him really find this new venture of his life or help guide him in it, which is good. Again, this is a Pentacles thing, so it has to do with business. It has to do with money. There's he has somebody to help guide him, and he has someone who helps keep the balance, the yin and yang, so that he's helping, but he's not hurting himself. You don't want to get too involved in things. Sometimes you lose yourself, and I think he's going to find that balance, so that it's not like that. Maybe somebody tells him he should run for some type of office, and he knows he just really doesn't want to do that. I think this shows that he has that ability to be like, no, I don't really want to do that, but I'm going to focus on this. So I think this is good. Let's do another underlying energy for him. King of Wands. That's really good. That is a leader, and it's a fiery leader. It's somebody who is helping for people to come together, because look at all these people following him, right? And this card, you have all these people following him, and they're leaving the castle behind. So it's kind of like he's leading people away from the current administration. And I think that's good. I think he's showing how things can be done. And he is a bit fiery, right? He's not afraid to say what his past was like. He's not afraid to call people out. He's not afraid to call himself out. He's not afraid to say certain things about the administration that other people are worried about. So I think that's good. I think this is excellent. I think Hunter Biden's going to have a good year. Of course, he's going to have ups and downs like everybody does, but I feel like he has a lot of support and a good head on his shoulders. And he has a good plan. I feel like this is a very good plan for when it comes to midterms, how he can help, how he can make a name for himself, how he can be that kind of guiding star. I think that's really important. So I think that's very good for Hunter Biden. I wish him luck for the rest of the year. If you haven't seen him being interviewed or or responding to people on different social media platforms, I would suggest you look it up, because it's very interesting and fun. And that's what I have for you today, this August 8th. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I appreciate it a lot. Please share with others who you may feel would like this channel. Again, I take requests. Please leave any requests in the comments. That would be a lot of fun. So have a great day, everybody.